All right, we're back. It is time for 10 minutes of Giro. Dan Dallin is here. Me, Patrick Mears, I'm here too. We're talking stages 3, 4, and 5 today. Dan, I did a little research from our last episode. I got all the jerseys figured out now.
Oh, good.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah, please.
You got the Ciclamino. That's the
Mhm.
points jersey, which for some reason they don't call the sprint jersey in the Giro. That's the
Chiclamino.
That's that one. There's the Maglia Rosa, overall leader, of course. There's the Azura jersey. That's the blue jersey. That's the Mountains jersey. And we were right. The white jersey is the best young rider. But there's also two other awards that don't have jerseys. The Combativity Award.
hmm
And here's the definition of that. To the rider who has most distinguished himself for his perseverance in overcoming the challenges he has encountered. So, how about a jersey for most argumentative too? That would be a good jersey.
Yeah, they should
And
do
then
that.
lastly, there's the Inter Giro, and that is in race bonuses, and the winner receives cash prizes.
I was wondering what
What
that
is
was.
this
I
one?
saw some signs because someone did somebody's, contested by himself, basically. No one else
Yeah.
did one of the random sprints today. And I'm like, there must be something. He must get like, I don't know, a pallet of sausage or something like that.
Yeah, a big old can of tomato sauce,
Right.
oversized can of Chef
hmm
Boyardee tomato sauce. This
Yeah.
one seems the most inconsequential because it's just a sprint line points in the middle of the race that isn't for sprint points. It's its own
Right. It's
things.
like a little, it's a crit. It's an office park crit preem where you get like,
Right, but
yeah,
none of the riders really know what the count is.
yeah.
Really know what exactly is happening at the time. So I'm convinced the riders don't really know what all these things add up to during the race. It's enough to worry about.
So the Chiclo, it's called the Chiclomino or the
Chiclamino, yeah.
Chiclamino.
Chiclamino, yeah.
Chiclamino.
Ciclamino.
Do we know what that means, translates to in English?
No, I don't. That's a good question. What does that translate to? The points
Um,
jersey.
yeah, I mean, because I'm pretty sure I bought some Chiclamino last time I was waiting in line to cross back from Tijuana.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where were you that you
Got like a
bought this?
box, a box for $4.
Wow, you got some points
Yeah, yeah.
for that one. Pretty
Put
good.
those up for the Intergiro competition.
Well, we're talking stages 3, 4, and 5 today,
hmm
so we're still fresh in the Giro. Dan, what is one word that you would use to describe the Giro right now?
Sprinty.
Oh, sprinty. How so?
I mean, the last 3 days there was some fun, unexpected stuff at the end of pretty much every stage, but otherwise, it was sort of, the typical long procession, a lot of shots of random archaeological sites and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then, some sprint action for 4 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. We've had 3 days of good sprint action,
Yeah,
and
these were,
it
yeah. I mean, I
and
don't
even
know.
today you could say was sprint action, even though it was a break.
No, for sure. I mean, yeah, I mean, it was a botched sprint, right? I mean,
Hmm.
if there was, it seems like, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm such a maybe a child of the aughts and early teens that, I still think about, sprinting, the Mark Cavendish model being the paradigm and having an entire team basically devoted to
Hmm.
it and a number of lead out people and then just unleashing with, 170 meters or yeah to go.
Hmm.
So I know, in modern, I don't know, God, like that was like the olden days, but like currently seems a little bit different. Like no one's quite fo- dedicating that much to just the sprint stages. Like everyone's expected to be a little bit more diverse in their talent set. That
Yeah. Do we
I don't
have
know.
a
I don't
true
remember the
sprint
last we've seen
team?
like competing trains like we used to.
Yeah.
Is that just not a thing anymore?
That's what I was going to ask. Do we have a true sprint team this year or in the last couple years? Like, who's I guess you would say Alpecin had a good sprint train earlier in the year. I'm trying who
Right.
else would
But
be
still,
in there. I don't
it
think I can
was
name more than one off the top of my head.
yeah. I mean, who's the Irish guy? believe
The
that's the
Irish
name.
guy.
Was it? There's that Irish guy who's been fairly competitive at some point,
There was
right?
one a couple years
Or am I
ago.
thinking of someone else? I don't know. It might have been another pasty gentleman. I'm just assuming he's Irish.
Yeah, there was an Irish
Um,
guy a couple years ago on Quick Step.
we should play a
Um,
game here.
Forgot.
Patrick and Dan try to name one current sprinter.
New segment to the show. Try and name a sprinter.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, my
Cavendish
one.
is still technically cycling. I mean, we'll see him again this year at some point. So
Okay, that's
I'm
true.
sticking with that. He's my man still.
Okay. Well, we'll do some more research.
Yeah.
My one word to describe this Giro so far is intriguing.
Oh.
We had Pogacar, who is going to win the Giro most likely, but however, right now we don't know. He's livened it up with some pretty fun attacks. He's attacking in sprint stages for some reason. Yeah. And then we had Ghana give it a little run yesterday. We had a win from the break today. We got gravel tomorrow. Like, I'm very intrigued by this Giro right now. There's lots of fun stuff going on. We got Pogacar bib shorts gate that have happened the last couple days. So there's some fun stuff going on. I'm very intrigued by the Giro right now. I can't wait for the next 2 days. One's going to be gravel tomorrow, and then the TT the day after that will be really, really fun. So let me give you a recap of stage 3, and let's start our 10 minutes, Dan. 10 minutes of Giro. Here we go. Put it up on the clock. And stage 3, Tim Melier wins. Here's my Grand Tour anomaly that I love. I love when a rider who's not a GC threat is in the jersey and takes that jersey into a TT. I just love when that situation happens and they have to go last and they have to defend their jersey. So along those lines, because it's intriguing right now, Dan, who's your favorite non-World Tour team?
My favorite non-World Tour team.
Favorite non-World Tour.
Jesus. Yes. Can I go back to the sprinter question? That might have been easier.
Sorry, I asked the tough questions.
God, I don't even know if I could name one. Cofidis is still World Tour level,
I think
right?
they're World Tour, barely.
So it's going to be one of the domestic teams whose names I don't know.
There's only a few of them in the Giro, though.
Wait, who's riding Contador's bikes right now? Because he has that brand. Wasn't the guy
Contador's bike? I don't even know his brand.
I thought, or is he involved with the team? I thought he had that bike brand with. Like,
oh, you're right. You're right.
Whatever,
he was. At least he was a year ago.
I think he might still be involved with whatever team.
You're talking that Pulte team?
Yes. Okay. Yes, that's the one, Patrick. You guessed it.
Okay, you're going Pulte Cometa.
Yep, love those Pultes, guys.
I went with Tudor. I like the Tudor cycling team.
Got it.
They got the cool black jerseys. Cancellara is a financial backer.
Oh, nice.
I went Tudor, and I got a little prediction in this first week of sprints. I predict Pogacar will contest a sprint stage. I don't think he can help himself, Dan.
No.
He cannot help himself.
Contest or win? I mean, because he did contest.
I think he'll just contest it.
He legit contested that one. What was it? Was that yesterday or 2 days ago with the little climb at the finish? And Garrett Thomas has tried to stick on his wheel and barely could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he got pretty close.
Yeah. What'd you think about that? Were you like, this is idiotic? Or were you like, this guy is aggressive, he's going for it? Because Garrett Thomas, a little points to him, like he was on it. He was ready for that.
It just shows you, I mean, it's just what I thought about it was, man, if it must be, how good was it to be 22 or whatever, you know? Yeah, I mean, Pogacar, he's just so damn strong. Got that. I mean, just imagine what he's going to be doing once he hits puberty. It's going to be.
It could be stage 13 of this Giro.
Yeah, I mean, if he shows up with facial hair one day, like everyone else should just resign, you know?
Oh wow, just grow a beard from stage 1 to stage 21.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd like to see that.
So I mean, no, that was part of it. I mean, he's honestly, like, when you see him ride, it's not. It for some reason, I think it is his youthfulness. He is so much better. But not in a sketch way, because you're like, oh, well, this guy is just freaking young and like loves this so much. She's like really is riding from a place of having fun, it seems like. So it's really enjoyable to watch. Because I mean, the lack of calculation, I guess. And yeah, there's a little bit of stupidity there. But, you know, as the saying goes, he is young, dumb, and wants to have fun.
I was wondering where you're going to go with that.
Point Break.
It definitely makes it pretty. That's right. It's like, Pogacar, give me 2.
Yeah.
It was, he makes it fun though.
Yeah, totally.
It's kind of, that move was idiotic. Like, let me go off the front on a sprint stage for no real reason. But that was fun to watch. You're like, oh, what's he doing? And then Thomas gets on his wheel. I'm like, oh, he's on it. I don't know why Thomas took that one pull. I have no idea what he's thinking there. But then he shut it down, and then he gets brought back. It's pretty fun and just at least something to watch. Like, we have so many boring sprint stages, especially in the third week. And maybe today you could argue the peloton fell asleep and let the breakaway get too far up the road. But Pogacar like gives it a ride. Like, he's like, hey, I'm hitting home runs every at bat. I'm not going for singles. I'm going to try and hit home runs. And then I think, like, we do have to remember this guy cracked hard the last 2 tours. Like, he needs to remember that this is possible. The competition is very different in this Giro versus the last 2 years of the tour. But I would think in the back of your head, you'd be like, I do have to make it to the end of this race if I want to win overall. So as of now, we're still yet to see if this costs him. But if he does that 5 times, and now we're adding it up, 8 to 10 minutes of unnecessary effort, that is something, don't you think? Are we not talking about this enough?
I don't know. I mean, I think the big difference, I guess, between the tours where he cracked, though, is it wasn't the likes of, in all due respect, Geraint Thomas or somebody else who's going to be one of our podium contenders in the Giro this year. It was Johan and the entirety of the Visma team, right?
Right.
That was able to
maybe feels he can get away with it here.
Yeah, that's what I think so too. He's like, Jesus, like, and honestly, and as I recall too, both of his big, or at least one of the big ones at the tour where he really kind of imploded was in a very, very hot day too. He clearly doesn't do well on that, but he seems to know enough about how he's feeling, I think, I can't imagine he didn't know going into those tour stages when he cracked. Like, I'm having a bad day today. I'm really hot, and I'm up against a super strong, committed team here. Versus when he's like, I'm in Italy, and like,
he's on vacation. He's studying abroad right now.
Yeah, it's like they have hot chicks dressed as train conductors for some reason today. I don't know why.
Wow.
I'm just gonna have fun.
That's the other fun thing to tune into the Giro. Like, you watch it from 100K out, like they're gonna cut away to some hot chicks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just for no reason. Yeah, just dressed up as for some reason. Were you watching? That was my favorite thing about today's day. Was the Giro train just following them?
Nice.
All day long today.
Stage 4. Jonathan Milan wins that one. We have a Ghana late attack. And then here's something, like, I watched the full replay of it, and I watched the rider interviews. My other Grand Tour anomaly that I find interesting, I really get interested in this. I really hate a sad sprinter. Like, they did an interview with Caleb Ewan before the stage, and he's like, yeah, I'm trying to get in shape, and, we're sure what our goals are, and I'm like, God damn it. I don't like sad sprinters. This bums me out. So, Ghana late attack. Caleb is sad. Jonathan Milan wins a sprint. Other than that, I didn't see anything really interesting about that stage, other than Pogacar shorts.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Honestly, I think the most telling thing is that it might be gone the days of when someone could ride off the front like that and hold off the peloton, like Cancellara and what's his name, Kazakhstani Conan O'Brien.
Vinokurov.
Yeah, and it makes you think maybe some things were a little bit different back then that allowed them those sort of performances. But yeah, I mean, Ghana. I mean, no one's going to be he can go off and put down a 4-kilometer time trial like nobody else, right? He was never able to really get the kind of gap he needed and then hold it off for that duration, like we've seen in sort of, the old days. So
it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder what Ineos's goals are this first week, because we had Narvaez held on Pogacar's wheel. They got the jersey. We had Thomas follow Pogacar. Then we had Ghana give it a late run. at a stage wins. I'm not exactly sure what Ineos is going for this first week. It's making it fun, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure they know their goals either.
I think we're gonna fight for. I mean, I don't think they're. I think we're gonna fight for second place, and
Mm-hmm.
then there's the always very small chance that something catastrophic happens, and the second place winner becomes the first place
Yeah,
winner, right?
maybe that's the way to go.
And
Is like
and then
they
we'll
just
just hunt stages in the meantime. Like
yeah
I
yeah
honestly I think that's
they
perfect.
already got one stage win. They
Right,
got the jersey. They can play defense now till we get to the hard mountains. And if Pogacar goes hard, be ready to follow, even if it's
right.
for 800 meters at the end of a race.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to try to do an old school Team Sky thing, line up a bunch of guys and control the pace because they know they're not going to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then so it's just going to be we'll just try to follow Fagaccia as long as you can, and for Geraint Thomas at least, and then we'll
Mm-hmm.
see. I don't know. Maybe we'll see Ghana go out. I mean, Ghana. I mean, I think he really likes the Italian tour, right? So
Mm-hmm.
um, I'd like to see him go off and try to get in a breakaway in the mountains again. Like I forget which race he did that in, but where I think he actually won one of those days too, where he was basically just able to power through the climbs with some other climbers and win on a mountain stage. So, or at least get very far. Do you remember? Do you know what I'm talking about, or am I making that?
Vaguely, I'm trying to remember that, but yeah, I do remember he was surprisingly versatile
Yeah,
in
yeah,
some of these Grand
yeah. When
Tour
you have
things.
that much power,
And
you
Tom
can totally.
Dumoulin, remember Tom Dumoulin years ago had
Mhm.
surprising versatility.
It's not easy pooping in a field, but I mean, he made it look effortless.
That's right. We hit our 10 minutes, Dan, and we didn't even talk about today.
Oh, boo.
Today, Benjamin Thomas wins from the breakaway. I love a breakaway sprint.
Hmm.
And for the third day in a row, Pogacar had different shorts on
Yeah,
today. Like Pogacar shorts thing. First, he had the Maglia Rosa skin suit, and the jersey didn't match the shorts. It was like pink, purple shorts.
yeah.
And that was the organizer provided skin suit. So I don't know what happened there. Then he wore his regular black shorts, and today he was perfectly matched. So I'm thinking his clothing sponsor got him the correct pink shorts jersey thing
Well, it is a
today.
challenge, especially to a young guy. I mean, I remember the first day he did roll up to the line wearing just some baggy Y2K cross colors overalls, and they're like, "Gosh, I don't think you can ride in that."
He could do it, Dan.
You probably could.
Remember the days of Cipollini would show up in like a totally different kit, and
Yeah.
they would fine him, but he's like, screw you, I'm still gonna ride in my. I think he had like a USA flag bib short or something, and of course,
Oh,
it
I remember the
totally
muscle
succeed.
suit and yeah,
The
everything.
muscle suit, yeah, he had a
Mhm.
bunch of them, but it would totally succeed. He's like, yeah, find me the money, but now I got all the pictures
Right.
of my crazy clothing. So this is not unprecedented.
Cipollino is now a confirmed monster, though, of a person,
Oh
right?
yeah, didn't he go to jail or
Yeah, he's
something?
like a awful,
I think he beat up his wife or
yeah, and then
something.
like stalked, like it was just like, oh man, like,
He was the Lion King, Dan.
yeah, be careful with those tanning beds, guys. They have a lot of effects.
He's a character. And he's
Yeah,
all buff too. Some cyclists, after they retire, they get really heavy. Like they
yeah,
balloon out. Cipollini just got buff and then he rides without his shirt on Instagram. That man is a problem.
right. He is. Yeah. Um,
Well, what do you think for tomorrow? Tomorrow is our gravel day. Now it's only 12K, but to me this sounds like a fun Ghana day, and I don't want to kick myself off my own YouTube show, but am I crazy for thinking this is Alaphilippe's day?
oh man, Alaphilippe's comeback. That would be awesome.
Alaphilippe's comeback. Alaphilippe's revenge.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I mean it's crazy in the sense that I don't think his fitness is there yet. But
Probably not.
I really don't. But but if we're like Alaphilippe up to full Alaphilippe standards, absolutely. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to remember. I mean, I don't know. I think Fagaccia is going to take it. I mean, he likes the dirt. I think
Right.
he won Strada Bianca, and
He
like
can't
I
help
think
himself.
I don't think yeah I think he's going to think that this is going to be a special stage to win, and I think he's going to go for it. I think the competitor's best bet is to hack into his computer and get a playable Fortnite on there, and that should distract him
Hmm.
for a little bit at
I
least.
like that. Computers are
Uh,
so big these days on the bike, so
yeah,
you could have that on the screen very easily.
Yeah, and these kids love games, so.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Mhm.
Pogacar going for it. Yeah, I should have saw that coming.
Yeah, and I feel like it's all they need to do too. Like with Pogacar is like if the team director's like, "Hey, Pogacar, if you win, we'll give you a pizza at the end." He's like, "Pizza?"
I
like
like.
I don't know. Yeah, Pogacar is like this me in the eighth grade, as far as I'm concerned. Like,
Pogacar is dandalion in the 8th grade.
yes,
Wow. See, that's
a little
it.
bit
That is
worried
it.
about confirmation coming up, but
Mm-hmm.
very will respond to people.
Confirmation. They're bringing up too much trauma in my
Oh
childhood that
God,
day.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. So you're gonna go Pogacar. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go an outlandish pick in Alaphilippe, and I'm gonna hedge my bet halfway through the stage when Alaphilippe gets a flat tire and rides in 20 minutes behind,
All
and I'm
right.
gonna
Yeah.
go Ghana
All right.
for tomorrow. That's gonna
Let's
be
do it.
fun. All right, now it's
Winner
time
gets
for
pizza. All right.
winner gets pizza. All right,
Yes.
now it's time for Dan Dowling's image of the day.
Image of the day coming at you. If I could get some image of the day music, I gotta choose. Oh, go.
Oh, you got music too? Wow, this
No,
is
I was
very
gonna ask
exciting.
you to insert music in this segment, like maybe like Snapchat. Let's see if
Mm-hmm.
this one work.
I'm very curious what caught your eye over the last
Oh
couple of
man, this is
stages.
not a good photo, evidently. But actually, this is kind of a good photo.
Okay, I see a
So
sweater. This is from the what
yeah,
do they
this is
call that show? The
Dan
Breakaway?
Lloyd in the studio, and this is what he wore to be on TV. I mean, I'm pretty sure he knew he was gonna. He looks like he came to school that day, had some banana bread that didn't agree, threw up on himself, and they're like, "We need to give you whatever clothes we have here to wear," and they're
Oh
like, "We
yeah.
just have the nurse's sweater, so you're gonna be
I was-
wearing that," and he just went with it.
Why did he wear that? Did he have anything to say about that?
No, no, it's just this is what the English do. This is what this is what Brits are up to now that they're done colonizing.
Mm-hmm.
Just making some very weird fashion choices. It
That
is a
is
lot of
very
fun
weird.
visiting London and seeing what the young chaps of England are wearing these days. But I mean, this is it.
Huh. I don't get that at all. What's he going for there?
I don't know. And
That's
the
pretty
full shot, it's
nuts.
like a skinny jean, and then like just like some
Mm.
dad running shoes. So
Hmm.
it's almost like if you're gonna wear that sweater, you're making a statement, you would think, but you're not committing to it. And I'm like, dude, yeah, like there's I don't
Hmm. So you wouldn't wear
know.
that. You wouldn't go for that
I
in
certainly
any
wouldn't, but if
capacity.
I were for some reason, I think I would I guess try to I think you got to wear some kind of pizzazzy pants downstairs and like a boot or something, like some kind of cowboy
Mm-hmm.
boots maybe.
Yeah, you got to
Got to go
really
all
lean into.
in.
I'm with you. I think something happened to his shirt. He got a stain on it, and he had to borrow something last minute, and the only thing left was that.
I am happy though. I have been watching it on Max though now,
Mm,
aka
he went
HBO.
for it.
And I do like that they've really HBO-ified the cycling coverage though, because most other broadcasts, when someone whips out the dong to urinate, you don't see that on HBO.
You saw it?
That's a plot point now. Yeah, there's a Game of Thrones
Wow.
tie-in. It's
Mm.
great. We're just
Oh,
getting
that's
full
pretty
frontal now.
good.
About time. Yeah,
Oh, wow. Yeah, we never get to see them actually piss when they do that
yeah.
because the camera cuts away. I mean, like, at least shoot them from behind so we can see how they physically do it because I've tried it on the bike many times and like I never got anywhere close to succeeding. I've seen people do it in real time, but I never could do it myself. So
Uh,
I would like to see some footage of someone actually pulling it off.
yeah, listeners out there, please do send in your footage of you urinating. We'd love
Yes,
to see
please.
it. And yeah, we'll feature you here. You can be
Yeah,
in
there you go. You could be Dan's image of the day.
Wait, no, you'll be in Patrick's piss corner.
Oh yeah,
This is
there
a
we go.
different
New
segment.
segment. Right. 12 minutes of Giro. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Well, we got 2 fun stages coming up.
Mhm.
We're going to be back on Sunday to recap them. The Giro's still intriguing to me. We don't know what
Absolutely.
Pogacar is going to do. It's very
Yeah,
curious.
I don't know, but
I'm hoping he does more shorts tomorrow.
I don't know. I just want him to get as Gen Z as possible, and yeah, I don't know. Roll up with a face tattoo or something. We'll see.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. It's going to be a long Giro. That was 10 minutes of Giro. Dan Dowling. I'll see you in 2 days.
Adios.
Tu vuoi fare l'americano, americano, can go papà. Tu veri alla moda, ma si beve whisky and soda, o ti senti disturbato.